Hello and welcome to Surf All Day A1A. This is episode 8 of the How to Surf Florida Waves series. I hope you will subscribe to be notified as new videos come out. Okay, let's get right to it. So let's take a look at 7 things that you can do to improve your surfing in small waves like the kind we get in Florida quite frequently. And really the first rule that we want to focus on is positioning is everything. You really have to be in the right place. This is really a rather typical type of condition in Florida where the waves are breaking in a more spotty way. They're not really following through to the inside. And you can see how this surfer just was not in the right position. You can see that this location is far too far out for catching the inside wave. But if you look on the horizon, there is another set. So although might have missed this one, you might get the next one, but to do that you're going to have to pay careful attention to what's on the horizon. And this is a great perspective of the surf. You can see no mid-break to be had. That's the reality of that day. Long closeouts with shoulders right and left, not much power, but surprisingly some of them following through. Now here's the next rule, which is drive for speed. You can see that ride was a great example of that. He pumped the wave, not taking too deep of a bottom turn, swinging his arm to propel the weight of his body forward. That's a great technique. But he was driving down the line this entire wave, and at the end was able to even tap it off the whitewater a bit and then enjoy a back of the rail slash to end it. I thought that was a pretty good ride for the conditions on that day, and a good example of, with the right approach, the right position, and gaining speed, you can get some real gems, even on a day like this. And here's another rule for you. Know when to go for it. Okay, this wave, you can see he caught it kind of far out on the shoulder. There wasn't going to be much left. He sees that face rearing up to close out and goes for the 360, the classic Florida 360. And, I would say pulls it off, almost rides out of it, which is pretty impressive. So know when to go up and just go for that big maneuver because it's almost over. Now look at this example. That's right. Beware of the high line. There's not much power in these waves, so if you're too low on the wave or too high on the wave, you stand the potential of that being the end of your ride. And you can see here it's a classic example of taking the high line. I mean, this wave doesn't have much power in it anyway, but staying up high on the wave really took away all the ability to gain speed, and then finally the wave just moved on without the surfer. So that's something to be aware of as you're out in conditions like this. Here we are, waiting. And as we wait, we want to also remember to believe in the section. That means don't give up after you make the first section. Watch this. He makes it around that first section and then commits to make it around the whitewater, which happened in front of him. And he had actually made it around the whitewater, but there wasn't any wave left. I'd still give him points for that final footage. It's kind of interesting, I think, to watch it slowly. He really caught the wave in a similar position to the last wave we looked at, but in his case he dropped it down lower in the wave, brought it up a little lower on the face so that he could maintain that speed, and that allowed him to, as the wave was releasing its power, to move around that final whitewater section. So well played. Not much wave there to work with, but got a ride. Okay, now on this wave, you can, if you're thinking about it, turn your turn into more speed. And that last ride was an excellent example of that. And you see this next guy just kind of fades into nothing. But looking at this slow motion, you can see that it was a committed bottom turn. This is a little bit lower bottom turn maybe than what we've been seeing. Didn't come up very high on the wave at all because it looks like wanted to double pump on the bottom of the face, bleed out all the power, and then smack it off the top. Did a good job of bringing that board around, pointed towards the beach on the end of the turn. And that's worth a lot on a day like today. I think you want to get at least one wave like that if the waves are looking like this, and that would be good in the collection. You can see another wave coming out the back. So beware of the rail. Don't get over your skis. You can see we have one surfer that just kind of loses control, and the other one buries the corner of their rail, almost pearls it, and goes over the handlebars. The planing of the surfboard is critically important, but you never just want to commit to going too far forward. That can typically stall you and catapult you, and that was a good example. Really, the bottom line is try to maintain your weight over the center mass of the board, and you'll be in a much better position on all of your waves. That's why that low pivotal stance works so well for surfing and is particularly important in Florida. And you can see it's the end of a long day and just a few people out. Really not much competition up and down the beach as you look for it. The waves pretty much breaking the same just about anywhere you go for hundreds of miles along Florida. Really, I found the key is to figure out how to surf the end of your street or the spot close to where you are well, and you'll probably get more waves than traveling to find them in lands afar. So if you've enjoyed this video, I'd appreciate it if you give it a thumbs up. Also, check out the links in the description for products that I recommend. And I hope we'll see you back on Surf All Day A1A, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Have a good session. Thanks for watching.